So now that we have all of our pieces, we're going to go in the assembly. And I'm going to insert the pieces. I could insert the whole part studio and then add what else I need, but I'm just going to insert the bottom first. And when I insert the bottom, I'm going to fix it because everything's going to stick to the bottom. I'm going to add in 2 front pieces. I'm going to add in 2 side pieces. 1, 2. Now notice how I drew them, so I'm not going to have to rotate them. I'm going to add in a dowel. I've got to add in 9 flippers, which is super annoying, but got to do it. And I only had to draw it once, so it kind of helps. 8, 9, and then I'm going to need a separator. I'm just going to put this off to the side because it's like the last thing I'm going to do. Okay, so I haven't assembled anything this big in Onshape, so this should be an adventure. But basically, I've got this piece. All these pieces are kind of how I want them, so I don't have to worry about moving them too much. So I can just go straight to the mating. So I'm going to do a fasten mate, and I'm just going to start. I want this piece, the bottom here, to go right on this bottom corner. Get the orientation circles the same way, and it should snap right on there. Looks good. I want this piece. I grabbed it right in the middle, so I'm going in that middle outside edge. Should go right to the middle on this outside edge. That looks good. Same thing here. Middle, outside edge, middle, outside edge. Good. And then let's do this back corner here. Super zoom in. This. Get it? This back corner should be going on that back corner. Okay, that's good. This I'll do later. It's going to need an offset. And these all are going to go on and they're going to need offsets. And I believe I can, like, there's a couple ways you can do this because you can do this with a revolute mate. And that's kind of what we're going to do because it's going to let us move them. And then I could set limits if I want. But let's see. So I'm going to see how I click on the outside of the circle here. I'm going to click on the outside of a circle. And I'm going to click on the outside of this circle. So that's the revolute. And then I've got to do an offset. So I want to offset in the Z direction. And let's see, I want to offset at least an inch, or is it, so 1 inch is no good. So remember, the side is 0.75 that it's sticking into. So I probably want to go over like 1.5 would get me the 0.75 I want. It's on the end, so it's 1. I'm going to say I need to go over at least 1.75. We'll say let's go over for the first one 2. Okay, check. And now I got these pieces together. And then I'm just going to keep doing the revolute. And I think I can just go revolute here. And then I can say like offset in the Z. And I can do 3. And then I can do the next one. Oh, don't want to do that. Let's see. Offset 4. And I'm going to hit solve. And you see it lost one. Because I didn't check it off. So let's take a step back. Got to hit check every time. So once again, offset of 3, solve. Now I go to the next one. Click, click, offset of 4, solve, and just go through the process of moving them all on there. And the reason we're doing a revolute, and I could set limits if we wanted to get fancy. We could set limits. We could actually put little gaps here if we wanted, but I'm not that intensely into this right now. 6. Oh dear. See, that's what happens if you don't hit solve. So I gotta do the 6th one again. Offset 6. Solve. offset 7. Solve. Solve. Offset 8. Solve. Offset 9. Solve, and there should be enough room to offset this one 10. And hopefully nothing's going to run into an edge. 10. Solve. Now, for all those ones I wanted Revolute, and there's a reason I wanted them to be Revolute, and you'll see it in a second. Now I can do all sorts of other mates, planar mate, cylindrical mate, side mate, but I think this one, I'm just going to go, I want this edge to be on that edge because I don't really want it to move. And all those pieces went with it when I did this. And the cool thing about this is since the bottom's fixed now, if I get rid of this mate connector here, I can move these pieces like you would in the real game get to. And you can actually set limits on how far like the flipper moves. If you look at the mate feature like on the Revolution, I could click that and then I could go in here and I could put limits on it, and I could say the minimum in the Z and the minimum in the maximum, and it could show you like how far it goes between here and here. I'm not interested in that right now, but you can, and you can like make it so it can only go down to here and only go back to there. But we're not going to do that. The last one I got to put in is this piece, and I think the easiest way to do this is to kind of find the center of this, right? On the bottom. And I'm going to find the center of this. All right. And I am going to offset it in the, see how the green arrow for the Y is pointing this way? I want it to go that way. It's in the center right now, so the bottom piece is 8.5 this way. I want it to be about an inch in front of here. So this is 2 inches, this hole. So I'm going to say it should probably go, let's see. Which way is that going to move it? 1. Okay, so it's got to go -1. Let's look at that. And I'm going to look at it from the top. And that looks perfect to me. So we're going to just offset it back -1. All right, so this is your entire assembly. You can see, oopsies, don't want to do any of that. You can see now like the pieces would go down, and we could set a limit where that would be the max range, and this would be like maybe the minimum range. But we're not going to get into that and all that jazz. But this is to shut the box. This is about the size yours will be. This is how it will look. And we got to worry about dimensioning now. So when you're done with this video, you can save it and you can go look at the dimensioning one. Okay.